Greetings, fellow Fantasy Grounds users. My name is Doug Davison. I'll be walking through some of the new changes in version 4.7 of Fantasy Grounds BTT. And some of the new changes that I've showed some of those in the earlier sneak peek a few weeks back, they are now in the live channel, so you can check them out yourself. Please go to the forums or hit us up on Discord if you encounter any unexpected issues or behaviors, or if you just have any questions in general or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us and share your thoughts. But this is a preview here that I'm going to show off of where we're going to end up with, which is the planned movement paths are now redone to have a different style. They're a lot cleaner, easier to read, easier to follow. And then we also have this accept all and cancel all functionality that the GM can see at a glance, and they'll just continue to stack up as you do additional planned movements. And the GM can do it as well. So even if let's say that the GM wants to utilize the same functionality, they can hold down Alt, and then they could do the same sort of stuff. And you'll see that as I add it, it will add all of these into the mix. There we go. So now if I wanted, I could get rid of those, say, okay, well, I don't want the directions moved. I'll get rid of that. It'll reset that one. So I don't have to find them on the map. I can just find them on the side here. Let's say he's really hustling. There we go. So he's going to run all the way out to there. And then I can just hit accept all. And then everyone will move for both players and GMs as planned. As I'm the GM, I can just move stuff back around, reset to where it was previously. But let me show you what that looks like from the player side real quick when you first set it up. So I'm going to do a quick pause and reset. Okay, and here's the same thing from the player's perspective. So the player will grab their token, set their movement paths, and what I'm doing is I'm basically setting waypoints here. You can click and drag the waypoints just like you did previously. It's just a little, like I said, it's just a little bit cleaner looking interface. So you come back out to there. This person can move, and what it's going to do, you'll notice the color is going to basically be the color of the player's choices for each character. So if I was to say set color here, if I don't like that color, I can make it a different color. And there you go. All set, hit OK, and now I've got a different color. And now you can just kind of do the same sort of stuff you did before. Sorry, move. If you want to move, so like let's say I want to go here, and let's say I wanted to go here, and then I decide I don't want to do that again. I can hold Alt, and then I can move that last waypoint around. So instead of having to go back and forth or reset the whole thing, I can just hold Alt. And that gives you basically the alternate method of movement. I can still move those around later after the fact. But again, if I wanted to not end in this place, I could hold down Alt, and I could reposition back to, say, there, for instance. And again, I can cancel as a player. I can cancel either one of any of my approved or my planned movements, or I can still use the X here to do so. But the GM, when I switch over, will have the option to do all of those. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel Joshua's movement, and then pause and go to the GM. Okay, now the GM can approve each one individually and say, okay, well, James is approved, and then Jen is approved. And it'll just continue to queue them up here. If you have more stuff, like let's say, hold on one second. Let me grab everybody. Okay, so I'm going to use the token selection here, selection mode, and I'm going to grab everybody. And now I'm just going to move them all, hold down Alt, and let's say they're all going to move off of this angle here. Again, I can move them all here, and then if I wanted to do individual ones, I could just unselect everything and then reset individual ones as I choose. But you'll see here they'll scroll all through the side, and I can remove them if I don't want certain ones to move, or I can do cancel all and then clear and reset. So that's the new planned movement in a short summary. The other thing you have here is the right-click menu. So the right-click menu used to have kind of what we called a radial menu system that was used in a couple different video games a long time ago, but was very non-standard. It wasn't a typical sort of usage case. So here now you have a lot clearer, more easy to understand right-click menu system, and then you can do the same sort of stuff. So now here I can do a draw square. You'll notice that the badges are a little bit different to what they were previously. I can right click and say remove this. It basically will display where it used to have this icon, like this icon, then this icon, and all these different icons, and then you'd had to hover over each one to see what it said. Now it's just going to tell you exactly what each various function and icon does. Should be a lot easier for players to pick up and learn how to use Fantasy Grounds. Another feature that we have is you can always talk as different people, but now if I was to talk as like the Etten, there's a new button that says Speak As. If I click on that, it adds them here to the window, and now I can say surrender now, and it uses the token for the Etten. And so I can continue to do that. If I have some, like, let's say for instance I've got a module, like a book module that I wanted to use, and here I've got some spoken text. Normally if you would click this, it'll just write it to the window here. If I want this Etten to actually speak that, again I'll just select here, I'll go from GM mode to the Etten, and I can drag this down into this window, into my chat frame, and then I can just hit enter, and now it looks like the Etten spoke those words. So that's very easy to use. If you want to go back and forth, and let's say you've got this character talking, and then maybe this arch hag is also talking, then what you can do is just open up that NPC record by double clicking, click Speak As, and now the arch hag is there. So she says boo, and then if I want to go back and forth between her and the Etten, I can do so. Don't scare me, and back and forth. And then when you're done using those characters, just go through here and hit the delete item, remove them from the list, and then you're back to where you were before, where only the GM is there. Okay, so that's basically the gist of our rewrites for this time. There's a full release documentation on our forums. If you look under City Hall, and then there's links to every different feature that was added, updates and fixes to various rule sets, and so forth will all be there. But these were the major functions that we added in this batch. So let us know what you think. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye.